Alright, so we're on the 560M John Deere round baler right now on the net wrap system. Here is a same linear actuator. It's not near as long as that Vermeer one. Same basic design though. It's going to run through with just a series of linkages. Basically what this is going to be tied to is a bar going across. We'll look at that here shortly. This one is actually going to be controlling basically dragging our net wrap down to actually cut it. This little switch though, where it's actually, you can see that, there's a little paddle inside, and when the net wrap is not actually going, if it doesn't see it do that, it's gonna say we're not feeding. If it stays down like that, we actually just heard the alarm go off. That was saying that our net wrap is still engaged. It still has tension there. So basically that's something to be looking at as well. Here we got our spring tension pushing our roller down. You guys will go through that in the operator's manual as well through a test. So the difference with this one is, we'll come to the other side, well actually right back here. So we actually have a stainless steel roller down here, down below, and we have a rubber coated roller up on top. And this one's actually going to be driven off a belt system and literally spit the net wrap into the belts to get it to deliver. The only problem with it, it works. It's not that great of a system. They've pretty much worked all the bugs out, but it still has some problems. When you're applying net wrap, it's a timed event. They're not watching the counts like the Vermeer is, the Massey, the New Holland. We're literally just going for a certain amount of seconds that we're going to apply net wrap. When it kicks it onto the bale, you'll see it kind of balls up, and then it grabs it and goes where everybody else is applying it very nicely. These guys waste a little more net wrap with this system. It works. They've ran it for over 20 years now, so they're probably not going to go away from it too fast. On this side, our main components here, we got our tension for our drum or for our top roller again. Okay, that linkage arm that was on the other side comes across in this shaft here. So when it actually extends, it's gonna throw this bearing up and actually tension our belt. Okay, and at the same time it's going to release our brakes, so they're using this strap basically to brake on that drum. Much like inside of a transmission, they're using brakes like that as well. So it's going to release that, and then it's going to kick that down once our net wrap is in, and it's actually going to remove out, tension our brake pad again, and then keep that net wrap tight until it ties. So now it will actually engage, so go ahead and wrap the cycle. So there, we tightened up, we're loose on our brake pad. Okay, now we're tight, so it's going to be rolling. So that beep that you hear is, it doesn't sense that it's feeding. It did not kick that little flap down, so it knows something went wrong. It's through an error code. We'll be looking at that later. So basically, the one thing to check on this system a lot is this brake. This is actually the new style. The old ones actually had a little rubber pad that just kind of mashed down on that drum. That was a lot of problems. And then back in here, if you look, you can see where it's actually driven off that roller. There's a pulley down there. That belt can wear out too and cause some headaches as well. So typically, if you're having any kind of problem, it's typically a belt or a brake issue, or one of these springs just might not be in the right adjustment. So the other thing too, with this rubber roll, it is pretty pliable actually, but if there's any cuts or nicks on that, it can be a big issue. And same with our stainless steel roller down below. If there's any mars or scratches, anything that can grab that net wrap, especially if we start building our net wrap up on top of there, we can have a lot of problems. So our net wrap literally sits right on top of here. Okay, so this stainless steel pad, there's 3 of them, that's actually going to keep our net wrap from rubbing up against the paint. Our roller is going to literally hold it there like that. So it's going to literally ride right on top of that roller all the time. So right, wrong, or indifferent, that's how they do it. So it no extra rollers that it has to go through. to keep it stretched out. So that is one downfall that we can see there. So other than that, I think that's good.